Jason Kester and Mark Connolly here for the 60R Rock Show with Chris P. of Dr. Boogie.
How you doing, Jason?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Good, really well, man. Thank you.
Hi, Chris.
How are you, man?
I'm great, thank you. No, I was absolutely blown away, Chris. I read a review of the album in Classic Rock, and it said you've got to get this album. It's got some serious swagger and attitude to it. So I went onto YouTube, checked out the title track of the album, and I was just blown away. It reminded me of so many bands. I could hear the Stones, Aerosmith, New York Dolls, and
you're naming all of our influences, not all of them, but you're naming bands that we really admire a lot and have, definitely pulled from, and I have no issues saying that at all. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head with that one, my friend.
Can I ask you about your connection to New York City?
Yeah, for sure. My personal connection with New York City, my family is from New York City. Both sides, my father's and my mother's side, are from New York, and moved to LA in the 70s. I actually went to high school in New York City, so I spent my teenage years in New York City, and then moved back to LA. So that's my personal connection with New York, on top of just discovering, being there, previous to not living there, at 14, 15, obviously I knew the Ramones, but I did kind of just from walking around the East Village, kind of discovering, who Johnny Thunders was, who the New York Dolls were, who the Dead Boys were, et cetera, et cetera. That music from New York City in the 70s is, it's just a huge, huge influence on our aesthetic, the vibe, and everything. So, we honestly wrote that song before we decided to name, obviously, the record that. And we wrote we named it, obviously it's a great track. We named the record off of the song. But, to really put it in layman's terms, kind of, we named the record "Got to Get Back to New York City, Man," because we wanted to make a record and we wanted to get on the road and get back to New York City, which is exactly what's happening. And it's just a love song for New York City.
Top of the Rocks with Con and Kester on 60.
I got lost, and it's bleeding out. Hit you
Kester on 6T.